1, you're live.
Hello, and welcome to Conversations for the Soul. One good sip at a time with Angie and Yashica. We will dive into delicious conversations and sometimes conversations that are not so delicious. So we will keep it real because we are dealing with real issues, real talk, and real women. We are coming to you tonight as our first time, and we are inviting you to participate with us, actively engage with us by posting any questions that you have, making any comments that you have in our chat box. And if you so choose to be brought in, please let us know and we'll quickly send you a link and let you in. So thank you so much for joining us. And without further ado, I want to introduce the co-host with the mostest, Miss Yashica B, my girl, my sister, and somebody that you are going to love. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but we are so happy that you joined us tonight. This is our very first show. Woo-hoo! Myself and Dr. Angie Gray. And again, like she said, I'm Yashica B. You can follow me at yashicab.com. And Angie, how can they follow you? Let's get that out there first.
Yes, drangieGray.com. That's ANGIEGRAY, drangieGray.com.
And also, we want to give a shout out to our trooper that's behind the scenes for us, Dr. John Gray.
Yes, Dr. John Gray, thank you for all of your help and your assistance with us.
Hello, Pele. How are you?
Yeah, I see my sister Pele.
Yep. Like and share. Tonight we're going to talk about, I have this topic, and I know some of you might want to say, Black women sit down. So before I get into my thoughts on that, I want to talk to Dr. Angie to see what she thinks about Black women sit down. And I'm going to give that from the basis of what we just experienced this last week at the White House on the Capitol grounds. Dr. Angie?
Yeah, so the thing with us as Black women, we are in a very unique position. We have for years and years and years, since the beginning of time, been here holding it down in many different situations, many different circumstances. Mm-hmm. And today we have a very unique opportunity. And that opportunity is to finally be able to share our voice, to be able to talk about things that matter to us, things that matter to all of you, and things that we can just keep it real about. We don't want to have scripted conversations with you. We want to be able to dig in and dive deep into these conversations that are going to be very stimulating, inspirational, motivational, informative, you name it. They will pick one of those categories. So right now, what we want to do is give you an opportunity to speak on that. So I'm going to first answer Yashica B's question. And with regard to the situation that happened on Capitol Hill on Wednesday, I have to say I was appalled. It was a situation that was a bad situation. But the part that really got me was the response from Capitol Hill security officers, Capitol Hill police. That was a very different response than what we saw over the summer with Black Lives Matter. With Black Lives Matter, we had snipers, we had the SWAT team, we had the Army, the Navy, the National Guard. We had everybody joining into that situation to make sure that we didn't get it out of line. We didn't see any rubber bullets like we did at Black Lives Matter. We had rubber bullets, we had mace and pepper spray and gas and you name it. Every tactical weapon possible was used for Black Lives Matter. But when we came to the event on this past Wednesday at Capitol Hill, you didn't see those things. And that's what I find is something that we really need to have a talk about, because there seems to be two different systems in place.
You said a mouthful, Angie. We're going to have to cut that. Hey, we're going to get informal a little bit. You said a mouthful, and you hit on a couple of things that really resonate in my soul, and I mean deeply in my soul. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. when you were speaking, I was thinking about a conversation that I had earlier with a couple of friends and my daughter. Is that I never experienced the Jim Crow South. I never experienced the racism, the slavery, the burning of the crosses in the yards, but I had parents who experienced that. I had family members who experienced that. And then also with our own Black history that we passed that down. And then you say, okay, well, Sheikah, what does it have to do with today? Well, I served in the military. I served in the United States Army. And I don't sugarcoat nothing. When I came in the Army, I didn't come in the Army for love of country. I came in the Army because I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to go to school. I wasn't nowhere near dumb. I was a straight A student. I was honor roll and graduated with an advanced diploma, but I did not want to do another 4 years after I just did 12. So I joined the military. And when I joined the Army, again, like I said, I'm very transparent. I didn't join for love of the country. I joined because I didn't want to go to school. And I refused to just do nothing. But once I joined and I got around this system that is, oh my gosh, it's just hard to explain to a civilian or to someone who has never been there. But the camaraderie, I should say, the fellowship, the love, the oh my gosh, the brotherhood, the sisterhood that you develop by being a soldier or sailor, and I say sailor because we can't leave our Marines and our Navy guys out, is unparalleled to anything that you would ever imagine. So why do I bring this up? I bring it up because when I saw that on Wednesday, it took me back. You know, I have to pause. I'm still very emotional about it
And I can understand that.
because when I saw that on Wednesday, I felt what Black people in America felt during Jim Crow South.
Yeah.
I felt what it was like for you to have to put your head down because they were walking on the same street. I felt what it was like for my mom and them to say, you know what, they like your granddaddy, so they don't bother us. I felt what it was like to be a Black boy or a Black female in America to be labeled just because of the color of your skin. And you may ask, why did that bother you so? Because I donned the uniform.
You fought for this country.
After you did, you changed the way, your whole way of living for a constitution, for the Capitol building for a soldier or sailor is something to us sacred. You know, if the Capitol grounds is like, it stands. America will never fall because the Capitol is not going to fall, because we know that we have to protect the Capitol. If we don't protect anything else, we protect the Capitol. That's what we're taught early. And that's something we hold on to. But to see that and then put the Confederate flag in the White House, the Capitol building, that
was awful. Awful.
So what message were you sending, America, patriots, whomever you are? What message were you sending? And then for some people to say it's just like, no, it's not just like, because they were going to start a revolution. And I am very transparent. I don't hide anything and I don't sugarcoat anything. How dare you tell me about a female that was killed?
Yes. So first and foremost, Yashica B, let me just jump in for a second. I want to first and foremost thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am grateful for your service to this country that you so love, that doesn't always love us back. So I want to thank you for that. And then just if I could just piggyback on the feeling that you expressed regarding that Confederate flag, seeing that flag in 2021 was akin to being stuck in 1968. 52 years ago, 53 years ago, and seeing that up close and personal, and how proudly they donned those Confederate flags, and to see that flag march across the screen was just appalling. It was shocking, but not so much because they've been trying to keep that flag alive for a long time. So I say shocking, but it really wasn't shocking. It just was a shock to the system to see it there in the Capitol building. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to just throw that in there real quick because that I am not military, but I had the same feeling that you just expressed, but I can't imagine as a military person how that must feel.
I felt complete betrayal. I still feel it. Complete, and there's nothing that you can really say, America, to anybody black or brown. Because I'm talking to my Puerto Ricans and my Hispanics, all of you Latinos as well. Because what can you say to us? We solve the fabric of who you really are. But if you take a look at the forces today, they look more like me than they do you, who was going through the White House. But yet you jeopardize something. And see, what the average American don't understand is what message you sent. While you all think you're so spoiled, and I'm just going to just get in your crap right about now. You're so spoiled. You don't even understand how the depth of what that did. Because you know what? We're not the only ones watching. If you can come into the White House, the Capitol building, just like that, don't you think there are other terrorists just like that?
That's the scary part.
You showed them what weak infrastructure we have. How do you feel about that? And we're not prosecuting. We should be prosecuting left and right, including the president who started the mess. Now, because I wore the uniform when he was elected in 2016, oh well, because that's what we do. It doesn't matter because we still have to respect the office and the person who's in there. So from veterans like me and soldiers, you respect the office and the commander-in-chief. But you blatantly disrespected all of us of color. And this stain that America has goes way deeper than you could ever imagine after Wednesday. I talked to a couple of my brothers and veterans because I consider myself as one of those elite soldiers. I did. I'm just hey, I'm just out here, but I'm just Yashica. But I talked to some of them who truly went hard for the Army. I talked to a former Ranger, and I wanted to know, how did that make you feel? And you were a Black Ranger at that. And if anybody knows, that's not, back in the early 90s, that's unheard of. How did you feel?
Yeah, that's a rare situation. And when I look at the veterans that are serving, that have served in all of the wars, but particularly the Vietnam War, when I look at that and I see what I saw on Wednesday, it crushed me. It broke my heart. My father is a Vietnam vet. And to see the disrespect, like you said, that level of disrespect for the American flag, for the U.S. Constitution, for the Capitol building, just for the institution.
But wait a minute, Angie. How many years ago that we were talking about this same flag when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling during the national anthem?
Exactly. So he knelt.
He knelt
on one knee, and it created a major situation across this nation. But these people, these terrorists, these domestic terrorists decided to do things that took 5 lives. And it's just unconscionable to see the disrespect that they had for the building, for property, for people, for the lives. They came in there with zip ties. They came in there with guns and Molotovs and bombs, and just unbelievable. And to watch the footage of them crushing that officer between the door was just unbelievable. I just cannot fathom how you can call yourself a patriot and do this to another American citizen. No matter what your political belief is, that should never, ever be a situation where we are attacking our brothers and sisters of the United States of America. We are Americans. And for that, we owe so much to our military family. We must be willing to stand up for right is right versus this situation that we see all the time. So what I'm going to do right now, as we're waiting for Yashica to fall back in, I am going to look at some of the comments and just let you know what some of the comments are. And I'm going to ask our cameraman to bring those comments in. And I see Liz Nolly Tillman, how are you, my sister, my soror? The difference is these terrorists had inside help. And boy, did you say a mouthful there. They had inside help. There's footage showing them open the doors to let people in. There's also footage showing them looking for certain offices where they are directed to the offices of the people that they're looking for. They were directed to the office of Clyburn. They were directed to the office of Nancy Pelosi. Like, how dare they actually help them? They took selfies with these people, with these terrorists. These people came to do bodily harm to our representatives and our senators, our Congress members. They came specifically to do bodily harm, to conduct their insurrection, and to do the things that they were trying to make them do through force, using weaponry, doing these things and asking not just for them to come in and do it, but also getting the help of others to do it, of police. There's records being shared with us that say that police officers from other states were involved. They came in as part of the quote unquote patriots. So it's just amazing to learn the backside stuff that we are learning now that we couldn't see on Wednesday, but now we can see that. And I'm going to turn it back over to my sister, Yashica B. Go ahead. So what we were talking about was the fact that these terrorists got help. So please respond to that if you would.
You know, I'm echoing. Hold just a minute, guys. I might have a little bit of difficulty right here. Just a second. Let me see.
It's actually good. She fell off her.
Oh. So I see that is it Miss Delasper Griffin Sanders? I have a problem with the fact that they made it out alive, and they want to talk to me about this woman that was shot and killed breaking into the Capitol building, but have nothing to say about a woman who was shot and killed while sleeping in her bed. Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow. Thank you for that comment. And that is, in fact, quite a mouthful. Thank you. Yashica B.
Okay, am I on now?
You are.
Okay, good. I don't know why I kept getting why I got knocked out. Okay. Ghost is no, he gotta go. I'm sorry, y'all. That's Ghost. You know, we
don't worry, we have one of those. He'll be sounding off before it's all over with.
Huh?
I said we have one of those. He'll be sounding off before it's all over with.
He does the most.
They'll be talking to each other soon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing
is that we're gonna keep it real. That's as real as it gets.
Yeah, I know, right? Because we said we live and we real, y'all. Leave him alone. He wants to be in here with me because he's upset. His mom's upset, y'all. So
that's
again,
right.
I wanted to go back to her, like the fact that we know that they made it out alive. You're absolutely right, and nobody is understand. We're not advocating for death. Nobody does that. But when you say that you are starting a revolution, what did you expect to happen? I mean, when you start a revolution, we a civil war, we go over in other countries and we the things that we do in other countries. And then here we are over here, and then it's like, okay, you don't even it's like, what did we do? what did we just show everybody? What did we do? Yes, they had help, and we know that. And then it was disgusting to me. I read a letter on It's going around social media from another group that's also belonging to this group, saying that this was planned by the leftists so that it can make Trump look bad. I missed something somewhere. We're going that far to make somebody look bad. Hadn't he done enough himself? Nobody has to make him
I
look
don't think
bad.
he needed any help to look bad. I
Yes,
think
I think
his very own words made
I
him
think
look
he
bad
did it
enough.
himself. And Giuliani, his words. Then to try to retract later. Come on, guys. Come on, we can't do this no more. We have video, we have camera. Then don't worry about what you see. And now going back to also back to Breonna Taylor, the young lady who was killed in her own home. Is that I'm just gonna say Miss Sanders, but I can't really quite I don't want to mention her first name or the last Lasper. Okay, and I apologize if I messed it up. Mm.
So we thank all of you for your comments. And right now, Yashica, are you ready to take a couple questions? If there are
Yeah,
any
I
questions?
am. You want to read them for me? Because I'm doing both things. Okay. Which
Okay.
question?
If anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop those in the chat box right now, and we'll take a moment out to answer those questions. So it's
I
funny. I
Pelly
see.
said, huh?
Go ahead.
I saw Pele said that she agreed with somebody that they had help. There were actual videos, Pele, that are circulating that the officers actually opened the gate. They actually opened the
Yeah.
gate for the guys, the people to come in. I mean, you
And took
you can't make
selfies.
this stuff up. You can't make it up. We saw this, and it's awful. It's awful, and it's just ghost took me off a little bit. It's hard to even explain how terrible and awful it is. And what I was saying earlier about being a veteran, being a soldier, is like everything that you did. Like I was telling you about the betrayal. It feels, Angie, that not only betrayal, it's like everything you did was a lie.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
talking to my best friend
We
earlier
hold these
today, and
truths
I
to be
told her,
self-evident, right?
hmm,
We hold these truths to be self-evident, right?
right, right. And I was telling my best friend earlier today that I couldn't be a recruiter in today's time. I used to recruit for the United States Army as well. There's absolutely no way I could still be recruiting, because what would I tell somebody 17, 18 years old to join? Why? I can't support nothing I can't sell it if I don't support it. I can't even make it. And we were darn good recruiters back in the day.
Yeah.
Very good recruiters who believed in what we were doing to change lives one at a time. But I can't even consciously look at anybody and say, if anybody came to me and say, well, how was your service? I said, I got the best out of it. I did what I had to do, and I made it work for me. And that was always my motto. As long as you can make it work for you, you'll be just fine.
Yes.
But I can't even do that. I can't even do that. I just can't even, I can't even offer, anything
You're
nice
right.
to
You
say.
can't even come up with the words. There are no words for what just happened.
It's none.
All right. So I want
And,
to take a moment out, Yashica. Let's take a look at this comment. It's not about advocating for death. It's about advocating for the equal value and treatment of human lives by law enforcement. I'll say it. White terrorists are treated with greater humanity and dignity than innocent Black people who are simply trying to exist. And that comes to us from Liz Nolly Tillman. So, what say ye?
That's true, Liz. And it's sad here in 2021 that a Black person in America has to ask you to treat us equally. That's not supposed to be just a given. I mean, you it's not like a white or black thing, but it actually is. I mean, I don't care how you want to sugarcoat it. We just can't do this no more. Call it what it is. A spade is a spade.
Yes.
You know, you're a thief. You're a thief. Come on, stop hiding. If you are what you are, face up, own up to it. Hell, you are who you are. Just be you. You're trash. You don't like this. Just say it. Just be. Yeah, I did let that one slip because I get passionate about things I talk about that really affect me. And
Yeah.
this affects me because not only did I have to go through being a Black mother in America with my 2 sons, worried about them, now I just got to be worried about being me because the whole country betrayed you.
Yes. Yes.
And like it's
So,
okay. And then again, the double standard is ridiculous. But I tell the people out there, and I said this earlier about Black women sit down. I mean that. Sit down. Let them figure it out. This is
yes.
not our battle. We know we are the beginning and the end of life. And
Yes.
let that sink in. We are the beginning and the end of life.
Yeah. Say that again, Yashica.
We are the beginning and the end of life.
Yes. Yes.
Sit
I have one.
down and take your seat and let them figure it out. Because
Amen.
without us, we're just gonna watch and see. Just watch and see. What can you possibly do?
Well, for years we've been the backbone.
The backbone.
Yes. So
If
I
it
want to
wasn't
just
for us, we wouldn't. The women's suffrage back in the 60s and 70s, fighting for the rights. If it wasn't for us who joined in with the others, where would you be?
you are so right. You are
And I
absolutely right.
always say this thing about the greatest lie ever sold. No, not told, sold. Think about that.
Wow. You said a mouth word there, my sister. A mouthful. You said a
And I'm
mouthful.
sipping.
Yes, I see you sipping slow, girl. Sipping slow. I see you. One good sip at a time. I want to
You're,
just take one
uh-huh.
last comment. Unless there are any questions, I am going to take this last comment, and this comes from the Lasper Griffin Sanders. And she wanted it to be clear that she was not wishing for the death penalty, wishing for death for anyone. So her comment reads as follows: please know that I don't wish death on anyone, but history has shown us that these clear people were able to walk out of the building, while if it had been us, black or brown is what I'm assuming she's speaking of here, it would have been a totally different picture. And we don't have to look that far back in our history to see what it would have looked like. As I said, in this summer when we had these issues, the Black Lives Matters, they had snipers on the rooftops. They had the SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
They had the National Guard. They brought in police from every nearby precinct that they could find
Mm-hmm.
before the protesters showed up. They were ready for them before they got there. And in this case, they knew they were coming. They had every sign and every indication that there would be a breach at Capitol Hill,
Mm-hmm.
but they chose to be ill prepared
Mm-hmm.
and to not step up to the plate to save lives,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they were protecting the lives of our U.S. congressmen
Mm-hmm.
and women, our senators, the just the authorities
Mm-hmm.
that are here who have been chosen through the election process to look out for us and to protect the best interests of the American person.
Mm-hmm.
They were allowed, they were complicit, as far as I'm concerned, in helping them by the fact that they were ill prepared.
Right.
They didn't even have a fence up.
I got a question.
So I have a question that's coming up. So where do we go from here? Liz Nolly Tillman says, how do we do what the generations before us did to affect a meaningful change? What is our charge?
Miss, I'll take it. I'll take that one. Miss Tillman, like I advocate for, do nothing. What else we do? Do nothing. Just let them do what they do. And unless they come for us, we don't go for them. We're not trying to assist. We're not trying to do help. We're not trying to do any of that. Because what I do know is we are a resilient people. We survive. We survived with nothing and made something. And we'll do it again. We're not afraid to eat from the barrels. We've done it. We're not afraid to have trash and slop thrown at us. We've done it. We're not afraid to not have any clothes on our back because they were stripped off. We've done it. Don't be afraid to what we've already conquered, because that's the whole thing. That fear element. I'm not. What else? What else can you throw? What else can you give me? You've done absolutely everything. And I believe the stain that was left on at the White House, you just can't get any deeper than that. I see you, Keisha. Yep, everything that happened on about Wednesday was wrong on so many levels.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. And the sad part about it, Keisha, you still have people defending the fact that they were right. That it's okay. And we're just not talking about it. Just from some of you that's coming in, just coming on. We're not just making this a race bait or black or white issue. We started off talking about how the veterans feel. Veterans being a black soldier or sailor in America who has also donned the uniform, who watched this happen. Because regardless of the fact, we were in uniform to protect the Constitution, uphold the Constitution. We went to places that we shouldn't have been in the first place for the so-called Constitution of the United States, and making sure that our democracy can stand. But yet we were able to allow the good old boys to come in and penetrate and infiltrate the White House. So that's what we're talking about this afternoon. How do we feel, and why do I say black women sit down? And why does that tie in? Because I am a black woman and I have been on both sides of the scope, both sides. And I feel like right now we need to just sit down and just let them do what they got to do, whatever that may be. Because they asked for Trump, they got Trump. You asked for all this, you got it. You got exactly what was coming for you. Because America has a lot that they have to pay for. Every great empire must fall. Remember, you heard me say this. All of you claim to be biblical. Find the empires that fell in the Bible and tell me who's next.
Wow. Wow.
Are we even mentioned in the Bible? Because the Bible is very, very graphic and very, very explicit on how it explains areas. If you read, so tell me that.
Well,
that's right, Dr. Gray. John Gray says, and that's what I say. This is not our fight. I said that when Trump was running. I tried to tell him, sit down. This is not our fight. This ain't our show. We don't have a dog in this fight. Sit back. Because we've been all right. And we're gonna be all right again. The blatant disrespect to us as people, you just can't get any nastier and uglier than we've been since Colin Kaepernick. I'm saying since him, because that's what really drove all this hatred, all this America the Great, because you love America so much. Oh, you disrespecting the flag, you kneeling, but yet you can disrespect the flag and wave it in your whatever you were doing and your bums and all that kind of stuff and wearing it. And that's okay. That's another soapbox of mine.
Yashica B, I'm gonna have to reel you in, my sister.
Because I just want to put this out here for the people real quick. Guys, if you read it, if you have a flag on a plate, that is disrespect to the flag, y'all. If you wear a flag on your shirt, clothing, that's disrespect to the flag. Please read it and leave people alone because they kneel. The flag ain't even under their knee. You do more.
Wow.
And then you want to talk about, go to a football game. I mean, a high school football game. How many people still talking during the national anthem? Everybody. How many people at the snack bar? Come on now. And then when this jumped off, I said, like, the people are something else.
But it's when it's convenient.
Yes. When it's
convenient for their point.
Say that again.
When it's convenient for their point. When it's coming from us, it suddenly becomes convenient for them to have something to say about it.
And Dr. Gray says, we fight with our vote and our resilience. You're absolutely right. And the other young lady that said, what do we do? Where do we go from here? Let me give you a couple of nuggets on that one. When I said do nothing, and I mean that we don't need to do anything. But all those loud mouths that was back there 4 weeks prior to the election, I'm talking to P. Diddy, I'm talking to Ice Cube, I'm talking to Lil Wayne, and the rest of y'all, all y'all loud mouths that was doing all that humbug talking. Where are y'all now? Because if you're talking about a third party, we need our own party. You need to be talking right now. Independent party, Green Party, Cranberry Party. We had 5, 10 different parties on the ballot. But I didn't see nothing from y'all the last 4 years. It's not that people wouldn't vote for y'all, but where were you? And as soon as this election was over, that Wednesday morning, you should have been already out there getting ready for the next one. You all are your own fault. The reason why we can't seem to do away with Democrat and Republicans, since that seems to be the problem of America. Right now, we have 4 years before another election. We have 2 years for a midterm. Where are you? Why aren't you out here talking now? Independent party, Green Party. I say Cranberry because there was so many. I don't know about y'all. This is the first time I looked at a presidential ballot that had that many parties on there. I didn't even know what did your ballot look like? Because mine had we had Republican, Democrat, and 6 of them up underneath it. I didn't
wow.
Where did it come from? So now again, P. Diddy said, we need our own party. Okay, that's all fine, well and done. When you're talking to Charlemagne the God, but why aren't you talking to the people now? Where is he now? We getting ready to inaugurate the next one, but I don't. Quiet as a church mouse. Where y'all at?
I hear crickets.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. And now more than anything, we need another reason. And back to the young lady that said, what do we do? That's what we could do. But you know what? Where's the forces behind it? It's just a bunch of talk. When Ice Cube said he was trying to work for the black man, okay, well, where you at now? Just quiet.
Liz Nolly Tillman says it's super disrespectful to take down our country's flag and wave a MAGA flag in its place. And these are the same people who acted like their issue with Cap taking a knee was the flag. Shaking my head. The hypocrisy is so real. Yes. Yes.
And I think that's what it really showed, is how hypocritical we really are. It's amazing that it's not even sugarcoated. It's just all out there and open. Yes. All out there and open now. It really is.
Yashica B, we have come up to 7:45. Tell me what you want to do.
All righty. How are you guys on the conversation? We can wrap it up, or you want to keep going for another 5 or 10 minutes? And we'll see what they say in the chat box. If they have any more questions. I see it over here, but can you see we both took the same one? But if not, we can wrap it up.
Yes.
Guys, we thank you so much for joining in. I am Yashica B. You can follow me at yashicab.com. I'm co-host with Dr. Angie Gray. You can follow her at drangieGray.com. We will have conversations on Sundays at 7 o'clock. Real conversations about real issues. And if you like to say one good sip at a time, and let me tell you, you just don't know what be in my cup.
One good sip at a time.
Conversations for the soul. So please tune in, share, like, and we'll see you next Sunday. And if there's any topic that you want us to discuss, don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate to get to contact us on either one of the pages. We also have Conversations for the Soul, our Facebook page that we have started. So if you could like and share it, and we also would get the information. Oh, that's a we say that fire. And thank you again so much for logging on, for watching us for this last. How long did we get? We have Dr. Gray. Look, we're saying Dr. Gray and Dr. Gray. They're a husband and wife team. We have Dr. Gray in the background doing all this technical stuff. So, hey, thank you. We want to thank you so much for helping us out tonight. And also Dr. Gray, Angie Gray, thank you so much for agreeing to help me out with this platform. Hi, Tanisha. How are you?
Yes.
We see all of you guys. And hopefully, we don't intend to offend, but we would definitely be just straight up and raw. And I can't do it any other way.
Yes. Yashica B, I just want to thank you for allowing your vision to come to fruition. So thank you for including me in this vision. And thank you for the wonderful gems that you put out there tonight, that you are going to continue to do so on this new platform, on this thing that we call Conversations for the Soul. Yes. So I thank you so much for you using your voice, just as God has called you to do. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being convicted. Thank you for doing exactly what you have been called called to do and be. You have been anointed and appointed. So I thank you for that. And girl, I'm looking forward to some wonderful deep dive conversations that we will have from this point forward. I want to thank everyone who participated, who made your comments known, who asked questions. We are grateful for you. Without you, there is no conversations for the soul. So we thank you for that. Dr. Gray, I thank you for your assistance and always being a cheerleader and doing what I need you to do. Honeydew. Thank you so much for that.
Brownie points, brownie points.
I want to also give a shout out to Miss Winnie Shivers.
Yes, yes, yes.
Who I hope I said that correctly. Did I say Shivers correctly? Yashica, is it Shivers?
I'll let you mess it up by yourself. I keep it real.
See how you did? You let that bust. Wow. Anyway, Winnie, thank you for all of the help that you gave to us and really pulling things together. We were pulling things together at the last minute today, but we got it done. And that's what we are going to do in 2021. We will get it done.
Get it done.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Good night,
Take care, everybody.
5,
Bye
4,
for now.
3,
See you next week.
1.
7 p.m. Sundays.
That's right.